This is a WKYT podcast.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to a spoiler-free episode of Conversations with Victor and Andrew. We're just talking about Game of Thrones.
Well, people didn't
You
know
seem
that.
confused. Well,
I
you and I
was
were.
confused because I was like, do we usually have spoiler-full podcast?
We try not to. I guess that's always a possibility. But we have one of our coworkers. She's waiting to watch the most recent episodes with her boyfriend, and so every time we all start talking about it in the newsroom, she's like, "Stop!"
Spoiler alert!
And we're like,
not me.
Yeah, and we
because
kind of
I
tell
don't
her
have a
that-
boyfriend.
Well, that's true. You don't have to worry about it. But
I never will.
for everyone else, we've told her that, look, once the third episode happens,
Who
all
is
bets
this
are
person?
off. Penny.
Oh, I love Penny.
Yeah, Penny's great, but guess what? She's going to get spoiled if she don't watch out.
I've been having to scroll through social media very quickly.
Yeah,
Anytime I see anything Game of Thrones related, I just scroll really hard past it. But I couldn't avoid something about Cersei and elephants from the first episode. I knew there was some kind of Cersei elephant reference.
It's just a joke. It's fun.
I liked
it's funny.
it.
Yeah,
It was funny.
She wanted some
She
elephants.
wanted some elephants.
So today we're going to do something a little different. No guest, just you and I sitting around having a good time talking about all the summer movies that are coming out. I think this weekend kicks off the summer movie season with the release of Avengers Endgame. There have been other movies that have come out this year, but none of them have mattered.
Here's what's funny. I mentioned to someone that this week's podcast was going to be about summer movie preview, and they're like, of course it is, Victor.
Who was that
Endgame.
person?
I don't even remember who it was, but it could have been anyone because everyone knows how
They're
you
completely
are.
right. Yeah, I got my tickets months ago.
You know, there is apparently a theater somewhere that's having a 72 straight hour marathon to accommodate all the people that want to see Avengers Endgame.
If I had no other responsibilities, I would just sit there for 72 hours.
All
watching
72
it in a
hours.
loop.
Have you
have to
ever
eat.
snuck into a movie or stayed too long? Like
There we go.
just hung out in the
I
theater?
have never just gone in for free, but I've definitely gone into a movie and then just
Stayed
walked
for a
out
second
and then
showing.
then whoop, over to another one.
Oopsie.
As a teenager.
You know who I did that with?
Who'd you do?
My Meemaw.
I've also gone into a movie like, oh, this movie's no good, and then just walked into another movie. And that time I didn't feel as bad because it's like, you know what, the first movie was not worth my money.
Oh, I have done that many times. I hate when because movies are expensive.
Yeah, you're going to spend all that money and then it's
Yes,
no good.
and then you go and I have walked out of I think 2 movies ever. And yeah, it really is upsetting. But I didn't go to a second movie. I was in too bad a mood.
You were too upset about the first one.
Too mad.
All right. Well, and that was back in the days whenever you couldn't look up the times on your phone. So I just kind of had to guess and just walk around until I kind of walked in. Well, this seems like the beginning of a movie.
Were you by yourself?
Yeah, but I
You
go to the
love
movies
movies
by
by
myself.
yourself.
Yeah, I'm all about it.
Yeah.
You don't? You're not?
I never have, but I'm not objected.
I enjoy it.
I don't go to the movies very much.
I used to go to the movies a lot more. Not as much recently. But like I said, this weekend we've got our tickets to Avengers Endgame. How many of the Marvel movies have you seen?
0.
Man, that amazes me.
Well, I don't know. What are they?
Iron Man, Captain America,
Nope.
Thor,
Nope.
Guardians of the Galaxy,
Nope.
Ant-Man.
Nope.
I mean, I'm going to guess if you haven't seen Iron Man, you probably haven't seen Ant-Man.
Nope.
Okay, anyway, so this is the culmination of about 10 years worth of
So
movies.
I have a lot of
You have a lot of catching up.
research
It's
to do.
probably, you can't really just go into it blind. It's part 2 of a 2-part. There's Avengers Infinity War, which brought them all together, and then this is Avengers Endgame. Spoiler alert for Avengers Infinity War at the end of that
Don't
movie.
tell me.
What do you mean? Are you going to...
Well, maybe. Okay, go ahead.
No. Okay, I'll tell you what. I will bring in Avengers Infinity War.
Yeah, but don't I
For
have
you
to
to
watch all
watch.
the other movies first?
You'll be all right. I'll tell you who everybody is. That's what's important.
Then I need to watch it
You
with
just need to know who the characters are. That's one of the things that bothered me was there were critics who were upset about Avengers Infinity War saying, well, some characters just show up without being introduced. Yeah, they had an entire movie. That was their introduction. And if you just go in blind, it's like that movie's not for you. Anyway.
Fine. It's fine.
Anyway, Endgame. I'm very excited. I expect there will be some tears. Mm-hmm. My wife will laugh at me. She makes fun of me sometimes when I cry.
Aww.
It
I
depends.
think that's sweet.
And then so that's I believe the official start of the summer movie season.
Do you think your expectations are too high?
I think they will be met. Everything I've read is that the movie is everything I will want it to be.
All right. Well, I hope so for you.
So there we go. So
Because you seem like you have set a high bar.
well, so the other thing to remember is that this movie comes out, this weekend, and it will probably dominate the box office for
Oh, yeah.
3 or 4 weeks in a row. So there aren't a lot of other really big movies that come out for a couple of weeks because everybody kind of realized they don't want to be in the shadow of that. And some movies came out beforehand. Shazam came out this year.
Right.
I haven't watched it yet. I've heard it was fun. I'll check that out at some point.
The first time I heard about Shazam, I was confused because I thought they said they were bringing back Kazam.
The Shaq movie?
Shaquille O'Neal. And I got really excited.
You were excited
I
about
was disappointed.
Oh, man. Well, they really let you down with that because no Kazam. Well, I'm sorry about that.
A classic.
Yes. A movie. So Avengers Endgame is the biggest one, but that is this weekend. So after that, there's a bunch of other random ones that are coming out. Long Shot, Ugly Dolls. That's the next weekend, Friday, May 3rd. I'm not really that worried about that. Some horror movies. Horror movies are in the summer. What's going on with that?
Have you always been a finger licker?
It depends
pages?
It depends on the papers. Oh crap! There's two sides on this. There's a lot of movies coming out. All right, let's see. I'm just ignoring all these. Next weekend, Ugly Dolls. Yeah, just a bunch of random movies that nobody's gonna see. I probably should have looked at these ahead of time.
Dang, Victor.
All of our preparation.
You are ruthless.
I mean, some people's gonna watch them, but they're just gonna be streaming. Like Tolkien, the formative years of J.R.R. Tolkien. Are you gonna watch that movie?
There are going to be a lot of people to watch
I love
that
Lord of the
movie.
Rings, but
I like backstories.
well, good for you. You can check that out.
Doesn't it? It has.
That is on Friday, May 10th. So
Okay.
you go watch that.
have
It does
some-
have Nicholas Holt. I'm a big fan of
Yes,
his.
that's who I was trying to think of.
Yeah, he's great as
He's really good.
Beast in the X-Men movies, and he was the boy in About a Boy. That was where we
Oh my
first saw him.
gosh, that was a good movie.
I love that movie. Yeah. Let's see.
Mostly because of Hugh Grant. I love Hugh Grant. Such a dry sense of humor.
Sure. There we go. Friday, May 17th. A Dog's Journey. It's the continuation of A Dog Something Else. But here's here's what I consider to be the next big movie coming out. Friday, May 17th.
I bet I know what it is.
What is it?
Detective Pokemon.
No. John Wick Chapter 3.
Oh, of course.
What do you mean, of course? Hold the microphone to your mouth. You can't even hear you being mean to me. I'm very excited about this. I love John Wick Part 1. Part 2 is great. How many of them have you seen?
Same as.
Okay.
Yes.
So Noah currently has my copy of John Wick. When he gets done with it, you get to watch it.
There are so many movies that you.
What else are you doing with your time?
Very little.
There you go. So John Wick Chapter 3. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know if there will be any more after this or if this is just the end of it, but just great.
You know, I'm starting to realize that you really didn't need me for this podcast.
I could have just rattled off for 45 minutes. You know, I may actually say
you
goodbye
would
to you
have.
at some point because you got to go get ready for the 12:30. But
And you're going to go on by yourself?
no, I wouldn't do that to you. Actually, I may just dub it in. I may just find another part where you go bye and put that in there at the end.
That would be funny.
All right, so May 17th.
Or you could just phantom edit everything that I've said in previous podcasts and like see if
There we go.
anything makes sense. Or
I love it.
we could do one of those music videos where you take all the things we've said in previous podcasts and set them into a music video.
That'd be great. So Friday, May 17th, John Wick Chapter 3. Oh, Wednesday, May 22nd, Aladdin. You excited about that? It looks a little weird. People aren't as excited about Will Smith as the genie as you would think they would be.
Okay, but disagree on that.
Oh, you're into it?
I'm fine with it, 100% fine with it. It's that he was put in an impossible position.
Oh yeah.
Filling in for Robin Williams.
I think they should have just used Robin Williams' voice and just CGI the genie. I think that's what they should have done.
Really?
Yeah, I think that would have been sweet.
And they honestly, I mean, the things they can do, it could have made it look like him too, in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Aw, that's so sad.
So there you go. Also that day, on Friday, May 24th, sorry, that's when Aladdin comes out, Brightburn. I'm looking forward to that.
What is that?
Imagine if Superman was a horror movie. If this kid with Superman's powers,
I'm
it looks
into
like
it.
around 12 or 13, he just decides he wants to start killing people. Brightburn. And he, just starts
That
murdering
sounds
people.
good.
And,
I would see
it's
that.
like he's got all that power and nobody knows what to do with
He's
it.
using it for evil instead of good.
There we go. Friday, May 31st, Godzilla, King of the Monsters. I'm very excited about that. Did you see the first Godzilla?
I did.
You did? All right, there you go.
My brother was obsessed with Godzilla. Obsessed. He also got a Eurymastix lizard as a pet who was
What's a
named
Eurymastix
Godzilla.
lizard?
They have really spiky tails. It was orange.
Cool.
So pretty.
All right. Well, this one, the first one had he was fighting some monsters that people didn't really know, but this one, it's got Rodan and Mothra, King Ghidorah. I know you're excited. Mm-hmm. There are probably some other ones there that I forgot about. Although at some point there's going to be a crossover between him and King Kong, I believe. That's not this movie, I don't think.
Has that not already happened?
It's happened in the past, but with the new set of movies.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I'm looking forward to that. I think that'll be fun. It's got Cal Chandler from Early Edition.
Ooh.
Coach Riggs from Friday Night Lights.
I was going to say, most people probably don't remember Early Edition, but Garrett Weimer does.
Oh, yeah?
He's one of the few people in the newsroom who knew what we were talking about.
My mom and I like that a lot. And Millie Bobby Brown from Stranger Things. She's in it, too. So lots of people that you like. Have you seen the preview for Ma, where Octavia Spencer is kind of like an older lady who's lonely, but she buys alcohol for these group of teenagers, but then starts stalking them and potentially murdering them?
Oh.
That comes out the same weekend.
She's so good.
Yeah, she's great.
She's so good.
So it's a very different role for her. So that'll be interesting.
She's so funny.
Mm-hmm. Rocket Man, the Elton John biopic. It's part of biography and picture. That's biopic.
Ooh.
Anyway, Rocket Man. So that looks good. I really like Taron Egerton.
And I like Elton John.
There you go. Friday, June 7th.
When are we getting to Pokemon?
The Secret Life of Pets 2.
I didn't see one.
Okay. It was all right. Yeah. X-Men Dark Phoenix. This is the last of the Fox X-Men movies that's coming. Actually, there's one more, New Mutants, but that one may or may not end up being released. But this is after this one, they're basically scrapping the entire thing because Marvel bought Fox. And now they'll be making their own X-Men movies, and they'll fold them into the Marvel Universe. So the next set of movies will more than likely be X-Men versus the Avengers. Are you excited?
Yes.
Okay.
So my question is...
All right, I'm ready.
They're running out of things to do with all of these combinations. Or are they? Will they ever run out?
They've got 70 years worth of backstories in comic books to, just think about.
That's true. You're right. You're right. And they all do gangbusters at the Blockbuster.
They do. There was a time in my life whenever a superhero movie came out, I saw it.
Oh.
But now there's so many of them come out. It's like, you got to pick and choose. So
yeah.
I read
But
box
now
a lot
there's
of them.
Redbox. That's what I was going to say. Now there's Redbox, so.
There we go.
More accessible.
What else we got going on? June 12th, Men in Black International. Oh, sorry, Friday, June 14th, Men in Black International, the reboot. Well, I guess it's a continuation, but it stars Chris Hemsworth, Liam Neeson.
Oh, sign me up.
Yeah, okay, there you go. Very excited about that. And, what's her name? From Creed. She's in it too, and she's great. And I feel bad for her.
She is. Oh, Creed. Can we talk about it?
Have you seen Creed 2?
Obsessed. Yes, I saw Creed 2. You know the Rocky movie's favorite franchise by far.
Really?
I love Rocky so much. You didn't know this about me?
No, I somehow had missed this.
Oh, I love Rocky. Like, obsessively love Rocky. And I thought the Creed movies were great, which I was very nervous.
Yeah.
Just because that's a lot to live up to. But Michael B. Jordan is fabulous.
There you go, microphone in your mouth.
I'm so loud.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan is great. Yeah, but then it sounds hollow if it's not in front of your face.
I'm a hollow person with a hollow soul.
So yes, Creed 2 is very good. Tessa Thompson, that's her name. She's fantastic in pretty much everything she does.
In case anybody doesn't
Thor
know.
Ragnarok, sorry to bother you. She's great in all of them.
I believe you. But anyway, back to Creed. It's the one thing, it's the one movie I know about.
This is going off the rails.
No, but Creed, Adonis, Apollo's son, goes against Ivan Drago's son.
Yeah, and Creed 2. That was last summer.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Oh, I loved it.
All right. Friday, June 21st. Some big ones here. Child's Play, the new version of that, with Mark Hamill as the voice of Chucky.
I knew about that, yes.
That looks good. This one, I don't think it's like an evil spirit. He's like a robot that goes haywire, but he can also control other devices and stuff.
Terrifying.
Because it's set in the future where this one company kind of makes everything. So like they have cars and then your home and stuff. And so he's like a device that can kind of control it all.
That's terrifying.
He has somebody driving the traffic. And then Toy Story 4 that same weekend.
I've only seen the
That's
first
quite the
one.
divergent. Child's Play and Toy Story together. They're both talking toys. You've only seen the first one?
I think I've only seen the first one. But I know people are obsessed with Toy Story.
I can guarantee I will cry at
Do
Toy
they
Story
still
4.
have the original cast members?
Yeah.
Like Tom Hanks?
Yep. Tom Hanks and Tim Allen. Both still in it.
Home Improvement was one of my favorite shows growing up.
I can see that.
What is that supposed to mean?
It was a very popular show when you were
so
young.
Funny.
That's all.
I used to watch it when I was getting ready for school every morning.
All right. Cool. So Toy Story 4, I don't know the exact plot line, but I will just go see it. Toy Story 3, I cried the most in a theater as I
have ever
any movie ever. Yes,
Why?
myself and Tamara Evans, who used to work here, went to go see it, and we were both just like ooh, just sad crying. And afterwards we kind of laughed, and she made fun of me, and I made fun of her, and so it was funny.
But sad, apparently.
But sad. Well, it was just funny how much we were crying.
Happy tears or
because it was like an afternoon movie, and we both had the day off, and we're like, let's go see a movie. And so we just went and watched a movie,
Crying
and
is exhausting.
we just bawled our eyes out.
When you cry in the middle of the day, for me that throws me off a lot. I have a hard time recovering from a good cry. I do. It exhausts me. It's draining.
So there we go. Yes, Toy Story 4. I don't think it'll need air help. I'm guessing everyone will go see it. So, let's see, when is this next one? Friday, June 28th, there's a movie coming out that I'm interested in called Yesterday. It's about the guy who, he gets into an accident, and when he wakes up, he is the only one who remembers the Beatles. Have you seen the trailer for it?
What?
Oh, it looks great. So he's the only one who remembers the Beatles. So there's this great scene where he's, playing Yesterday on his phone. That's the thing. And so one of his friends like, oh, that's beautiful. When did you write that? And he's like, I didn't write that. John Lennon and Paul McCartney wrote that.
I'm like, who?
No, yeah, they're like, who?
What?
And so then he goes home and starts Googling, and he can't find and he realizes he is the only person in the world who remembers the Beatles.
Oh,
so then he just starts putting out their songs and becomes world famous.
Most famous
and it's a Danny Boyle movie, Train Spotting and all those good stuff. So
that sounds awesome.
yeah, so I'm looking forward to that too.
Okay, I want to see that. See, this is good. I'm discovering things that I wouldn't have known about.
Tuesday, July 2nd. Although I guess it's
Detective
coming out
Pokemon?
on Tuesday. No, Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Are we ever?
We'll get to Detective Pokemon.
Is that what it's called? I don't even know.
Yeah, no, that is.
That is right?
You're good.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I think we'll get to Detective Pokemon. It's coming out at some point. If not, then I'll just make it up a day for it. Yes, Spider-Man: Far From Home comes out Tuesday, July 2nd. The second Spider-Man movie of the new batch with Tom Holland as Spider-Man.
I didn't see the first one with him.
It's really good.
Is it?
Yeah. That's all there is to it. It's really good. He's probably the best version of on-screen Spider-Man.
There's so many different Spider-Mans now.
Yeah, there've been a lot of them. So, did you? Well, no, it's a cartoon. You probably didn't see it.
I know you loved it.
Into the Spider-Verse.
I know you loved it. I do love the song from it, though.
Oh yeah,
So
Watch Out,
good.
Danger.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Friday, July 2nd. I'm excited about this just because of the people in it. Stuber, with Dave Bautista and
Wrestler.
Kumail Nanjiani. He's a comedian.
He's hilarious.
So he plays a Uber driver named Stu, and Dave Bautista is a detective who is this like grizzled LA detective, but he's just had his eyes dilated or LASIK or something, so he can't really see.
Oh my god!
But he gets a tip that he's like got to act on this to go catch this criminal, and so he calls an Uber, and this guy pulls up, and so it's him, forcing this guy to drive him places so he can try to catch this guy.
I love it. Now, if you haven't seen The Big Sick, I would highly recommend it.
Yes,
Such a good movie.
Yeah.
He wrote it, and it's basically his
He wrote it with his wife.
Yeah, it's their story, their love story, and it's very unconventional and beautiful.
There you go. So Stuber, looking forward to that one. Friday, July 19th, The Lion King.
Ooh.
That looks amazing.
Now, live action, right?
Ish.
I'm confused.
I mean, it's all computer generated because it's animals. I'm sure they have.
See, that's what I was confused about. I was like, okay, I know Beyonce's in it, but she's not a lion.
I don't think they had them in like
she
CGI.
Can be whatever she wants
yes,
to
she
be,
could.
honestly.
I don't think they had them in suits like down on the ground, crawling around.
But that's what they did for the Broadway show, which was hugely successful.
Oh, I'm sure it was great, but I think they just did voices and then the animators in it. But it looks great. The commercial makes me get teary-eyed, but apparently it doesn't take much for that to happen.
Well, I'm learning that more and more as we get through this podcast.
So yes, The Lion King coming out.
I watched her documentary on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
Which is basically just the Coachella performance with some backstory to it. So good.
Yeah.
I'm not done yet. It's like 2.5 hours.
Oh, that's a lot.
I don't know how she does what she does. I really just don't understand. Her commitment is insane to her craft. And she expects the same of everyone around her, which is a high standard to meet.
It's a high bar.
Coachella.
Just like you. Expect
yes.
everyone to come up to Andrea's level.
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh.
So The Lion King, Friday, July 19th. Looking forward to that one. Friday, July 26th, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Quentin Tarantino's new movie with Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio.
I'm in.
Yeah. Looks great. Margot Robbie.
She's
Kurt
in
Russell's
everything
in it.
now. Margot Robbie's the new it girl, isn't she? I guess she's been it for a while.
She's been it for a while. But yeah, she's so looking forward to that.
Tanya Harding. Oh my gosh, Tanya was so good.
Wednesday, July 31st, Dora and the Lost City of Gold, the Dora the Explorer movie, live action.
Oh, my gosh.
So there you go. That's something for you all. Friday, August 2nd. I've got a lot of movies looking forward to. I just realized. Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw with Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Jason Statham. Oh, boy.
Now.
Roman Reigns also makes an appearance.
Love it. I didn't understand the whole Jason Statham thing until very recently. I told you
you watched
Snatched.
With him and Brad Pitt. And
Such
it's a great
good movie. Oh my gosh. I already love The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually, this may get me back into the Fast and the Furious.
There you go. You should watch Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
That's
Jason
what you
Statham's
said.
also very good in that.
Wait, who else? Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Is it Idris?
I think it's
Idris Elba?
Idris Elba. Yeah, he's also in Hobbs and Shaw.
That's a lot of man candy all in one.
So there we go. Also, The New Mutants comes out that weekend. Okay, I guess that's the last of the X-Men movies, but this one's kind of a horror movie. So, Friday, August 9th, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, the movie adaptation of those books, the scary ones from the library.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's either PG or PG-13, but I'm looking forward to that one.
Did you have to do AR points, Accelerated Reader Program?
Yes.
Did you read those?
I read some of those. I read some like Gary Paulson books.
Now,
I read a lot, though.
Here's the thing. If I had been smart in school, I wouldn't have tried quite so hard on the reading exam for my Accelerated Reader Program because I had to get so many points and my reading level was very high, which I'm proud of, but also not good for me in the end. I had to read a lot to get my points. Ended up watching a lot of movies, trying to get the AR points. Never worked out because I think they knew that that's what people would do.
Well, I'm sorry that they did that to you. Let's see. Oh, sorry. I was looking at the. Detective Pikachu comes out May 10th. For some reason, that wasn't on.
Oh, it's Detective Pikachu. I said Detective Pokemon, and you said I was right. I was wrong.
It's a Pokemon.
I knew I
Let's
was wrong.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry. It got cut off in my double paper. Yes. Friday, May 10th. Pokemon Detective Pikachu. We wouldn't want to miss that one because I will probably go see that because it looks great. Yeah, I'll let you know. We'll all go together. Should be a good time. So there we go. There's our summer movie preview. I'm looking forward to a great time of finding babysitters and or going to the movies in the middle of the afternoon.
I think
without my
that
wife.
we should let Vader and my dog Macy babysit Vera.
And I only say without my wife because a lot of these movies she's gonna be like, ugh, I don't want to see that.
Well, I feel the same way. But
So no, I'll be going by myself, which I'm fine with. But some of these movies she's very excited about. She kind of likes the Fast and Furious movies just because they're so over the top, or because she enjoys watching me watch them. I'm not sure.
aw, that's sweet.
And Lion King, she's really looking forward to that. So, which one of these are you looking forward to the most?
Well, obviously, Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, no, you are all about that
I said
Detective
it
Pikachu.
many times, which I didn't even know the name of it at first, but I am still looking forward to it. The other one is the Beatles movie you were telling me about.
Yesterday, yeah.
I'm
Watch
really
the
into
trailer.
that. That's a great idea. So those two, I guess.
There we go. All right, everybody. Well, hopefully you all were taking notes. You know what movies you want to go check out. And, hey, interact with us. We're on Twitter. Mm-hmm. If you enjoy the podcast, let somebody know. Share it.
Yeah, please.
We need all the reasons to keep
people
doing
to
this
listen.
that we can. So, Andrea, what is your favorite thing this week?
Oh, dang it.
I've got mine. I'll let
Wait,
you think
wait,
it.
wait, wait.
Oh, okay. You go first. All right.
I came across it yesterday.
All right.
So, as you may recall, I lost my phone and debit card not too long ago. Still have not gotten my new debit card. So, I'm forced to use cash for a lot of
cash
things.
is the worst.
Or checks, which, I mean, are those even a thing anymore? Does anybody write checks anymore? There was a girl at Walmart when I was checking out. She looked at me like I had 4 eyes when I started writing a check. She had no idea how to run it through the machine because
nobody uses them?
nobody uses checks anymore except for me, apparently. So anyway, I went to the gas station to get gas, and I had to bring money inside, obviously, to pay for my gas, which is, I don't understand the art of this, because how do you know how much gas you need? Like, how do you know how much money to give them?
Well, you know, how much does it take to fill up your gas tank? You can
It's
just
different
estimate.
every time.
You can give them more, and then they'll just give you the excess change
Who
whenever
wants
you
to go
fill
in there
up.
twice?
Okay, your life is hard. So continue.
Anyway, so I go in there, and I was starving, and I noticed pizza, which gas station pizza
Was this at the Speedway?
doesn't sound like a great idea, but Yes, it was at Speedway, and it was the breakfast pizza.
Oh.
And it was the greatest thing I've ever
Wow.
had.
Really?
It could have been that I was just really hungry, but it was also delicious. Instead of sauce, there was white gravy, cheese,
That
sausage,
sounds like something we would have when I was in
biscuit. Basically, that you had
high
a
school.
full breakfast.
We'd have breakfast pizza sometimes. Yeah.
They didn't have it at West Jessamine.
Wow.
And if they did, I didn't eat it.
That's exciting. Good for you.
It
I'm glad
was
you discovered something new.
So good.
Hopefully you don't eat it every day. That might not be the best for you.
I've learned a lot about myself through this podcast, and that is that I lead a very sheltered life because most of my favorite things are so old, like The
Stuff that everyone else already
Sopranos
knew
and
about.
breakfast pizza. Like, what is wrong with me?
Well, I'm glad you discovered something new. My favorite thing is also food related. It's from Costco. It is lobster ravioli.
Ooh.
And it is fantastic. All you do is drop it in boiling water for about 5 minutes. You get it out. I've tossed in a little olive oil, threw on a little shredded
Ooh,
Parmesan.
fancy.
Let's say it doesn't even really require sauce because all the stuff, and then it is good.
I have another favorite thing then
Okay.
that you just reminded me of that Jim Caldwell has introduced me to, and it is brownie brittle.
Ooh.
So basically, you know, the edge of the pan where it gets
Yeah.
kind of like hard.
It's just a whole bunch of that.
It's just all that.
Wow.
It is delicious. Basically like brownie chips, but a little thicker. Brownie brittle.
That's everything you
Amazing.
could want.
Right?
Yeah.
So good.
Cool. All right. Well, everybody, hopefully none of that made you too hungry. But if it did, go out and get you some lobster ravioli, some brownie brittle,
And some Speedway pizza.
some Speedway breakfast pizza, and prepare
And a
for a
bingo.
fun summer at the movies. Bye, everybody.
Bye.